wearing a toupee right now. Like a cheap one from Turkey.
It does look
Ready?
Here, wait, just look into the camera so we can see.
It does look like a toupee, man.
All right, welcome to our episode of the Dad Squadcast that is all about where we met as a squad and operated as one, the Beast Games. So we're going to talk about what it's like to be a part of something huge like the Beast Games and tell a few stories about our favorite times getting together and everything that happened around it in ways that hopefully only touch on our NDAs. We're going to stay far away from anything that violates any of those. But gosh, where should we start? There's so many memories that like got compacted into this experience from Vegas all the way through even season 2. So where do you guys want to start?
I'll kick it off. My first memory of John.
Oh no. Oh.
This is
Get ready to cut this, Josh.
Well, is episode 0 in Vegas. There's 2,000 of us. The first one is we have to pull up this, how many pounds was it? 10,000 pounds? 10,000 pound boulder. And John, we were on the pink team, and John was one of the great leaders. And afterward, we're resting, everybody's on the ground, and people are coming up to me going, "Hey, great job, John. You did a great job leading." And in this challenge, I literally did nothing. There wasn't room. Like I got kicked off the rope because all the big strong guys were like, "Hey, old guy, get out of here." So I was like on the sides, just like walking up and down trying to find a spot. So I'm like, why is everybody saying good job, great leadership to me? They thought I was you. and that continued on throughout that episode until I got to know you. And then I'm like, and it was my first experience of you was people thinking I was you. Wow. Which was hysterical.
And that has carried through. I have been asked for autographs. And at first I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not Jeff. Sincerely not Jeff.
That is hysterical.
Oh, did you enjoy my 3 seconds in season 1? Yeah. That was a particularly interesting time. So Vegas, episode 0, which was just one YouTube video, represented multiple days of incredible experience and survivor-like levels of testing and conspiracy theorization happening. It was one of the most challenging and most fun times. And I actually think about that time a lot because everybody was figuring stuff out. Everybody was doing something for the first time then. And that was the one unifying factor. And the Beast team did such a great job of looking at and evolving on the fly. Having been part of startups, having been part of big organizations like Apple and Amazon that are oftentimes doing things like standing up operations centers in abandoned Sears warehouses during COVID, it had that same energy of like, we are going to figure it out. We're going to courageously figure it out. And I found myself constantly in between bouts of sleeping on a stadium floor, just marveling at how well they did that.
And the fact that there was those dollars on the stage were real.
Yeah.
That was wild.
They had a lot of security up there protecting those dollars.
Yeah.
2,000 of us and $5 million real dollars. Like, that's just crazy.
I just remember walking in and seeing the set for the first time. Obviously, there were speed bumps involved with that. No one's ever tried to put on a production with that many people before. 2,000 people is a nightmare, right? So they're figuring it out as they go. But I remember seeing the set for the first time. And seeing Jimmy for the first time. And, I've watched all of his YouTube videos. But the first time seeing everything, I was just like a kid in a candy store. I was taking it all in. I was like, this is incredible. And then when Jimmy came down and I shook hands with him for the first time, it was just such a surreal moment. And, that's what started all of this.
Coming out of the tunnel. Like I felt like I was going into a big football game. We all have the jerseys on that look the same. Like we're all on this level playing field. And we have, like you think about Beast Games season 2 is they had a blueprint. We had no clue what to expect. Like, so my theory of what Beast Games was going to be when we got told we were going to Vegas 3 days before the Mirage shut down for good, closed for good. So I was studying the floor plan of the Mirage because like I thought it was gonna be one giant like escape room.
Oh, that would have been What?
Yes, in the Mirage.
Season 4.
In the Mirage.
That would be
So
amazing.
I'm like, the timing's got to be perfect. This is great. By the way, Mirage owned by MGM and Amazon Prime. So like, I was trying to train. I was like being Patrick a little bit.
We all had the most wild theories. I was in the gym. I was pumping iron. I was like, I'm going to have to be the strongest person out there to win. Never needed any of that.
Not even a little bit. The Vegas experience, to Jeff, to your point, the flash to the meme of Zach Galifianakis like zooming out and all the math going in the screen, because there were long periods of downtime and intentionally not knowing what the next game was. The level of mental gymnastics and algebra that was going on, even spilling over into people saying that they knew what the game was. No one did. And then entire groups of people building entire strategies and alliances around games that would never happen. It was amazing.
I remember the day after the first challenge, and it was like Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Like going from city to city, corner to corner. And like, I feel like you were leading this diplomatic visit to each person, and you would come back and you would kind of share back what the conversations went like who are we going to team up with? Who are we going to pair up with? It was, we thought we were going to play some giant game of capture the flag.
And not even remotely close.
No.
Like, it wasn't even remotely
But in
close.
retrospect, it passed the time,
Yeah.
you know?
And it wrote some stories that was its own full season of a reality show. That few days there could have been an entire reality show by itself. Maybe one day, who knows? But that was really wild. And that was, I remember you and Larrick gave speeches basically as we were changing leadership on the pink team. And that was something else. That was a very wild ride within a wild ride. But it's so interesting. Like the Beast games, obviously we have varying levels of success within the Beast games. Let's acknowledge that, right? I view that time as irreplaceable, despite not having come home with some Lamborghini or some big cash prize. Because it's obvious to point out this is the result of that. And it's such a powerful example. Like recently I got to have a little bit of a reunion with a bunch of folks from season 1. And there's an incredible number of people who have formed businesses, moved to new places in the world with friends that they made throughout this experience. And I think it's truly a forged in fire kind of moment where you're not the same person after you have an experience as differentiating as that. And honestly, it's what you make of it. Even something really great could be worth nothing if you don't treat it as such. And if you go into something, if you're one of 2,000 and you expect that you're only going to be happy if you're the one that wins, well, you're very unlikely to be happy. So the people that came out of this with new content creation ideas, with friendships that have created unbelievably awesome new things, there's so many more of those people.
With girlfriends.
Yeah. Some of whom could have maybe waited a little longer from Vegas to start those connections.
But it was so neat because I don't know about you. Did you know anybody going into it?
Nothing.
Did you know anybody? Yes. Like out of 2,000 people, I knew 0. And so it forces you to make friends from the get. And I think what was really unique about season 1 compared to other seasons is we got to know each other, and then we had a couple week break before we went to Toronto. So we got to forge these friendships. And we were in the same hotel, all 3 of us in Toronto, which is crazy.
The Slide Hotel.
Yeah. And so I remember playing basketball with Jordan. That's where I met you. Because I don't think we met each other in Vegas. Mm-mm. And I remember you were so well prepared. You had your cookies. We had the puzzles. And we were all trying to be so prepared. But we were sharing. It wasn't, hey, I'm in my little corner. I'm going to get ready. It's no. Let's all try to get better and get ready because it's going to be fun. But it was just even being in the bus with you and we were doing this triangle. Like, hey, how many triangles are in this triangle? Remember that?
Yeah. That was the output. What another perfect example. The first agent I ever built was designing that. We had this little prep Discord called Team Alpha that I put together and then built my first gosh, I don't know if you could even call it an agent at that point, somewhat automated interlocking chat GPT tools. But it essentially would research every single game show and reality show ever made, and then synthesize recommendations for training for us to talk about, meditate on, and then utilize. And one of those was this triangle game that would help to create logic that would work with almost any other puzzle game. And when we were on the bus, we had the triangle out, and we had some really awesome friends that were also on that bus too. That was so much fun.
Maddie, I think Gary.
Oh. Yeah, Gary the Snail.
Yep.
Shout out to Gary the Snail.
Hey, by the way, no, never mind. I think I was going to say he was 312. No, he was 912. So you guys were kind of brothers.
In a way.
Cousins.
In a way.
Well, I remember showing up. I was like, I'm just going to have a good time, play hard, and try and win. And then I meet him, and the first conversation we have is, I built this AI agent that's going to predict exactly what the games are going to be. I was like, oh my gosh, am I underprepared for this? Pulls out the Squid Game cookies, and we have a challenge where everyone's, carving out the Squid Game cookies.
I'm telling you, I think we both got lucky that John fell through the floor in episode 1.
But then, so you and I played basketball together. That's how we met the first time. But then when we really had our first conversation was on a bus going to one of the games. And I remember you telling me the story of Lucas and how he was your sole purpose for being there. And I just remember thinking in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is serious. This guy wants to win, and he'll do whatever it takes. And it made me a little bit nervous. I was like, man, he is here to play.
And then our next visit was in episode 1 on the short row bribes.
That's right.
Which was like, I think that team could beat anybody in anything.
Oh my gosh, we were solid.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this row we had Harrison. So from episode 3, who turned down the $1 million bribe, Jordan, me, Mark, the other Mark, Trang, J-Mo.
You remember all of them. That's crazy. Yeah.
And and we just I still talk to Trang and J-Mo. Yep. It's weird. Just in this 2-hour, 3-hour challenge, you earn people's trust. And it was just that was one of my favorite challenges too. And people think this is what I love. It's I love how people think that's luck. That one, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, how can you connect with people and influence them to be a team? It was but I after that, I just remember how excited you were. We were just so excited because we went to the city.
Well, then our next bonding moment, and this would have changed everything for you specifically. But when we got to the city and we were on the towers, we actually got eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
We thought we were eliminated.
Oh, that's right.
We were on the tower where the balls were dropping. And did we catch any balls on our team? I think we maybe caught 1 or 2, or we dropped the...
We caught 3 or 4. I think Timmy, 672, caught 1. I think a few other people caught them. But it was early. And was that the first coin you picked? Or did
so I traded for that coin.
I did too.
Yeah, so we chose to be on that tower. We were given something else. And then we got out. Our tower went red so quickly because like he said, we caught 3 or 4 balls, and then we just saw one drop. And the other team was still going. They were still catching. And so you and I had a moment where we were just hugging because we sat up there for more than an hour. And we had no idea that we weren't eliminated. We thought we were going home. So we were just reflecting. I gave him a big hug. I was like, man, this has been fun. And we were going home. We were ready to go home.
It was a Friday night. I think it was August 28th. And I go, okay, tomorrow we'll probably get on a plane ride. I'll connect with the family on Sunday. And on Monday, I got to get back after it. I don't have a job.
Mentally in that space.
Totally. And there was a solid team. There's Chris Trim also traded to get on that floor. Jeremy traded to get on the floor. And it was all these, we all 4 traded to get on the floor without each other knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Queen from the top 10 was on that floor. Ava and Ivy, who are big content creators for Beast Now. It
would have been an entirely different season if we got eliminated there. So we sat up there for an hour. Our tower's red. And, after about 10 or 15 minutes.
It was longer than that. But I remember you came up and you came over to me and you said, Jeff, don't tell anybody. but I think something's up, or like I think something's under review.
Because this is what happened. This is a little behind the scenes. Somebody brought Jimmy a phone and showed him something on the phone, and he had a big reaction. He was like, whoa. And that's what I saw. But then it was another 45 minutes or an hour after that. But I came to Jeff. I was like, I don't know if something happened, but it seemed like something did. Otherwise, we would have been off the tower already.
Yeah, like
But
lucky people.
but in my mind, I'm going, oh, I saw what happened in episode 1, where it took forever to kind of process people
And review everything.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, oh, they're just getting the bus ready. They got to get our toiletries. Like, they just want to get us out and get us out of the city. So I thought, let's just hold them here versus holding them somewhere else.
Right.
But the big thing, so this is, and Jordan obviously is a content creator, so he understands cameras. I think you said this to me, or someone did, like, hey, if the cameras come in here and they face us, that means we probably won, because they're looking for our reaction when this thing is reversed. and like they're pointing at us. I'm like, we won. Like,
let it be true.
I get goosebumps thinking about it. And it was
Oh man,
amazing. Like, it was just,
The
drama.
lowest of low back to the highs. I was like, no way, we're back in.
and then you feel like you're playing, like, I felt like I went from playing not to lose to playing to win, because I've already lost. So it was like, kind of like, man, I was already mentally going home. Now let's go swim, like you're just playing to win.
wow,
That was great.
transformative moment.
That was crazy.
There's some amazing the behind the scenes players, the people that create this whole thing, and not just the Beast games, but the entire Beast universe. The vision that Jimmy has, it's really interesting to see. And if you watch him talk about how he's done what he's done, which everyone should do, the novelty of what he's been able to do is absolutely something we should all stop and say, how? Because there's some version of that in whatever industry you're in. Doesn't matter. You can learn from that. His focus on bottlenecks, his focus on removing bottlenecks specifically, is unreal. And once you start meeting some of these people, the Karas, the Cruises of the world, the Shelbys, the Rachels, these amazing people, they're so good at, like, seeing the bottleneck and then boring it out and then keeping it open. And I'll tell you, coming from a startup space, that is the most startup-y energy. It's giving startup is what I'm saying. And that excitement for and level of ownership, it really is unique to people who are ready to operate at an entirely different echelon, a different level that you have to understand and be part of for an extended period of time to really get.
Yeah.
It's like training on Mount Everest.
And it's also ownership for the product's sake and for the end result's sake versus ownership that I'm going to get recognized.
Totally.
So it's they all have, we want to put out a great product that the audience loves, or that our contestants have an amazing experience, versus I'm going to own this because my boss is going to say great job. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's so neat. And that's you look at the best startups, it's like, you're going to grind, you're going to work hard, but you are doing it for the end result. And especially in a place like Beast, like, the end result keeps recreating itself. It's just hitting this milestone, then the next milestone. So it's a group of people who are just fully committed to the bigger picture, the bigger vision.
And this is a cool topic to dive into, because Jimmy is obviously the biggest YouTuber on the planet, but he does so much more than YouTube now. He has Feastables, he has Beast Games, obviously, philanthropy, a bunch of other ventures that he does. And we're in a unique situation, especially you, Jeff, where you get to work closely with the Beast team. And so I wanted to ask, well, first, one of my favorite parts of being on the show in season 1 was when the numbers dwindled down a little bit and Jimmy and the boys would just come hang out in the city, and he would just sit and we would talk, because none of us had phones.
Yeah.
Right. And so we were forced to just get to know each other, talk, but we would just ask Jimmy questions and he would just go off and say the most mind-blowing things over and over again. And you can tell he's just so smart, especially with YouTube and with content creation, video production. So you won season 1, you went back on season 2. You've worked closely with the team. What is Jimmy like, and what's been impressive with you about the whole Beast team and Beast Industries?
Yeah. Jimmy, like you said, is very metrics driven. Like he knows what is working now, and he's always kind of on the bleeding edge of what is working tomorrow. Like he wants to deliver content that people want to watch. Also wants to do things that have never been done. And then he surrounds himself by people who are willing to remove the bottlenecks and make it happen. And like, I think it's an environment where you need to be open to challenge and also getting the support. So it's a total growth mindset type of environment. And, you know, and if you ever watch him, if you watch him on X, like he actually takes feedback. Like he will respond to people who have like 200 followers. Oh, that's a good idea. Like, let me, you know, we'll take this feedback and incorporate it. Like he wants to hear from the people. And, you know, you see that when he goes into Walmart or he goes into these stores and looks at the Feastables and where they placed, who's getting them. So just always interested to iterate on his products or services. And I think it's just fascinating because he doesn't have to do that, but he chooses to.
You said something interesting there, that they're doing things people have never done before. Jimmy went on a podcast recently and he said, I don't want someone to tell me that my idea is impossible. I want you to tell me how it can be possible. Is it something that's constrained? Is it just too expensive, or is it truly not possible? Because if it's something that I can work out, however long it takes, however much money I need to spend, if it's worth it, I'll do it. Right. And so they're pushing the limits of, you know, things that have just never been done before by anyone else.
And that's the thing that fascinates me as like a business guy is I think back to, you know, if you look at season 1, I think he was open that it was like $100 million budget. Like the moving parts of that budget of what things cost. Well, if for example, when Akira won the Lamborghini in episode 7, if he didn't choose that, there was explosives in that Lamborghini.
Oh, no.
That Lamborghini would have blown up.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
So it's like, what's the cost? Like different costs of different decisions of, and oh my gosh, this set needs a really big revamp, or because the rain came in, or the production went on another day. Like, what a wild budget to manage. Like, I think I would love to talk to their CFO and like, I wanted to help me understand this production.
Because forecasting model.
Yes, because it's
so wild.
It's just got to be crazy. And like, again, like once you start, there's no turning back.
You know, and I love the way you said that, Jordan, is a derivation of the conversations with Jimmy and with the group. And as it connects to the business world, of course, I have more time in the startup space than time in the beast world. But what I will say is I don't often hear people use the word founder with Mr. Beast.
Yeah, interesting.
Isn't that it's really wild because he's known for being the world's biggest creator. But he is increasingly one of the world's most successful founders.
100%. And it's
right.
It's clearly a founder-led organization.
Yeah.
You know, he is leading from the front.
And that's vital. And you're going to hear this term founder-led organization much, much more often because Anthropic is founder-led. OpenAI is founder-led. You have so many of these founder-led organizations still, especially in the AI space. And it's really interesting to see two things. One, if the energy, if you're listening to this and you're excited by this description of what it's like to be part of that world, that is an accessible thing. You can be part of a startup. And if you have that mindset, you will be why it's super successful and why it's something legendary and 1,000 times X increase in equity even. But it is a very hard mindset to inhabit. And I think that goes back to the second thing, which is the paradigm, where when you limit yourself and you stop thinking through the constraint or scarcity mindset of, well, here's the 5 reasons why I can't do that thing, or why my business can't do that thing, or why I'm going to advise that we can't do that thing. And if instead I'm presenting, here are the limiting factors and whether or not they are controllable, boy, you start to see the world a lot differently. There's a quote, a taste of freedom will make you unemployable, that I think we should touch on real quickly, where if you skew too far into this world, you may never be able to work for anyone else again until you have like kind of entrepreneurial freedom. But it is a dynamic that one of the most valuable things I have taken away from being exposed to this Beast universe is just how successful that mindset can be outside of an AI startup environment. And how now that exact same mindset, like if Jimmy were to start an AI anything, I guarantee you it would be one of the most successful endeavors in human history.
He'd crush it.
Because it's that mindset of unlimit, get stuff out of the way. And right now, technology is moving so fast that if you aren't thinking about what's limiting, you're going to be creating what unlimits.
And I've gotten to know a handful of people at Beast. Nobody is resting on their laurels. Like Kara, for example, has been there 6 or 7 years. And when I think of Beast, I think of her. She's grinding as hard as she's ever been, but she loves it. You know, it's one thing to lead it. It's another thing to bring other people like-minded around you who are going to care as much as you do about your baby. Mr. Beast is his baby, but he also empowers other people to have that sense of ownership too. It's fascinating. It's like, because I even though he's the largest content creator in the world, I still think his baby is just an infant. I think this thing could be huge. Do
you think that you have to have the coolest shoes on set to be as effective as Kara? I'm curious.
Or have the bedazzled?
The bedazzled and or custom. I mean, they blow you away.
They're fantastic.
It's good.
I gotta say.
It's really good.
Well, one thing that I just love and respect about the Beast Corporation as a whole, and Jimmy has said this multiple times on multiple different platforms, he doesn't care about making money. Right. And what's the one thing that most companies are looking for? Revenue, profit. Of course, they want to be profitable, the Beast team. But Jimmy, that's secondary for him. His main concern is making the best content and, doing good for the world. And then making money is second. And so along those lines, I actually heard from the Beast team, Jeff, tell me if this is true or not. They didn't expect anyone to flip the coin in season 1. They thought it was too outrageous. Like, it made for a good story. Like, hey, if you flip this coin, we'll increase the prize to 10 million. But if you are wrong, you're out. Like, that's an insane thing to do.
Yeah. So 2 things from season 1 that blew their mind. One of them we know was when nobody took the $1 million. Like, you remember when Jimmy and Matt came down and they were like, what just happened? Like, how did somebody, are you guys idiots?
Yep.
How did you not take $1 million?
For like an entire week, They were hounding us. They're like, you guys are so dumb.
Well, and in their mind, they're going like, what great content that is that someone made by pressing a button what people in Survivor take 39 days to do. So that's what they were hoping for. It didn't happen. And then they could not believe that someone flipped the coin. Because in the right mind, nobody would.
It's way too risky.
And if Gage had not made the moves he made the night before, so here's some Beast lore. When you think about a production, there's sometimes a lot of waiting. Episode 8 was filmed on a Saturday. Episode 9 was filmed on a Sunday. Episode 10 was filmed on a Monday. Oof. So it was day after day. So on episode 9, Gage made these moves where he looked into people's eyes and through a screen and said, I will vote for you. Will you vote for me? I promise I'll vote for you. And so I think he had this and that's not Gage. Gage is like the sweetest guy. I think it was part redemption. Like, hey, you know what? I owe it to these people. And he only had 10 minutes to think about it. Season 2, when Monica had weeks or JC had a bunch of days, I thought, if you have a bunch of days to think about it, you might go, probably not going to do it. So I think it was it's totally circumstantial that he did that, and a little bit of, in the Beast world, there's short but powerful memories. You always remember what just happened last, and it's impactful. But once you get to the next challenge, you forget what happened 2 challenges ago. Totally. So episode 9 was really, I think, taking a toll on everybody.
Wow. We should have a little quick segment stinger that's like Beast lore. I don't know.
No, but it's
Josh, we gotta build that. It's gonna be awesome.
But that was that moment when he flipped was as exciting, if not more, which sounds weird, than when I won.
Well, yeah, you doubled your prize pool.
But I'm saying at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Meaning when he did it, I was so giddy.
Yeah.
Like this is something that if we could clip in, everybody else is so intense looking at it, and I'm sitting back here, eyes closed, smiling, just trying to send good vibes. And I was like, this is ridiculous. He's flipping a coin for $10 million.
Okay, so a follow-up question. Your intuition towards the end of the game was something that we've never seen before. Like there were things that you knew, right? Especially when it came to the briefcases. Did you know that coin flip was going to go, that it was going to be heads?
It was tails.
Tails, yes.
I didn't, but like I was weirdly in, like, you talk about flow state for athletes. I was in the zone that night. I was so calm. It just felt like in the moment. So like tails is what I called in the cube when Chris Trem flipped between him and I. So when Gage was talking about it and he was like, I'm thinking tails. I'm like, yes. So I was like, I wanted him to go tails. I felt good about tails. But I closed my eyes and then they flipped and I heard Jimmy kind of groan. I'm like, oh shit, we didn't get it. And then I realized,
he's groaning because he lost $5 million.
It's his money. And so like it was crazy. So yeah, that was the start. And then I made the first bucket in the first episode. So I was kind of in this weird flow state.
It reminds me of the F1 movie when towards the very end, when he's just in that flow state and he's just coasting.
And everything kind of narrows in. Like you only see what you have to.
That is so cool. The community, we're using names. And if anybody hasn't watched the shows, they're going to say, well, interesting names. I have no idea who those people are. So they should tune in for some more Beast lore. But it's interesting the level of community and sort of brotherhood. You know, one of our core tenets, we're brotherhood, mission, and legacy. Brotherhood, call it camaraderie, so that's not as gendering. It's incredible how the adrenaline and cortisol, frankly, of those moments, it sears these memories into your brain like a brand. And it's wild how vividly I can remember running past that big pile of money on the way out of Vegas and seeing Jimmy sitting up there throwing all these money. It's like this image that will always be in my mind indelibly. It's wild.
Even the moments in our hotel in Toronto, like I remember around that round table, I could tell you exactly where it was in that ballroom where we did the Squid Game cookies.
I have a video of that. Believe it or not, I ordered those cookies from Korea and they got there, I think, an hour before I left to get on the plane. And I thought they weren't going to make it in time, which is why the pins that I had were terrible. I wanted much better ones, but they came in just the nick of time. And it was so much fun to watch people like licking the cookies, and it was oh man,
it's weird for me to think that was less than 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
Like time has, for me, since Beast Games, I felt like it feels like 5 years because I feel like there's so much has happened, but it's been 21 months.
That is crazy talk. I almost want to like pull up the math on. No, it's right. That's right. I feel like it's been a decade. It's like time dilation.
It's weird. Like time has sped up and slowed down at the same time, and I don't understand it. I'm sure you probably have read something on Claude about it, so let me know.
We should just watch Interstellar, and I think we'll all feel a lot better about this.
Oh my gosh! Did you see? I saw a meme today, Interstellar, about this guy. He's got like a strainer on his head, watching a conversation between him and his wife talk to friends who have kids, and they're like, "Hey, come on over." Like, and the people with kids are on the phone. They're kind of like, "No, we can't. Like, it's just too much." And they get off the phone like, he's saying they're using kids as an excuse. He's like, no, don't say it. Don't tell them. No, it's okay. You can come over here. We got stuff. And my oldest kid only eats mac and cheese. I'm like, don't. Don't say it. It's like realizing once you have kids, all the things that you didn't know. It's hysterical. I'm not doing it justice.
If they talked about skipping a nap, that's the one that I remember. I'm like, how bad can it be if somebody skips a nap? I skip naps every day. Oh, no, it is a commitment to a week of recovery.
Bedtime too. I get it. Like,
if someone traveled to your house and they have a kid under the age of 5, they are the best people in the world, and you should do everything you can to make their world easier, because it's not going to be easy for a while,
right?
For a hot minute.
Well, more Beast lore, Jeff. What did you feel like was the biggest difference between season 1 and season 2? from a behind the scenes standpoint?
I mean, it was interesting. So I got into the games when there was 100 left, and immediately it turned into 50. And so when you think about 50 for us is
small numbers.
That was Panama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In Panama we had 60.
Right.
And we knew everybody. So it was interesting. You didn't have that time to build your relationships. But I mean, I did not expect to build great friendships, and I did. But it felt like they've done it again. They've done it before. You know what I mean? So it felt like it was the contestant flow, the production, behind the scenes production was super, super smooth. And it was a different feeling for me. Like I didn't play. I was playing differently. I was playing I didn't expect to win.
Did you feel like a bit of an outcast in the beginning because everyone's like, "Oh, he's already won"?
Oh, I definitely was sensitive of that. Like I needed them to know that I was here to help.
Yeah.
And it took a little bit of time for them to genuinely realize, like, I'm going to play hard. I'm a competitor, but I'm not here to screw you over. And like, ideally, I would love to help make sure that whoever wins is a good winner.
And it turns out it was.
It worked out well. Yeah, Tyler is a great dad, stand-up guy and a great dad.
Two things I hope we all get to say we are at some point in our
I know.
lives. At least one of the two.
Yes. Well, Jordan, what was your favorite moment of season 1?
Yeah, good question. I really enjoyed Panama because it was the last time that we had before you knocked me out of the game. In the physical challenge.
Well, Dad's Hot Takes isn't for a minute, so just so you know.
Yeah, so the island episode was a lot of fun because the 10 people that were competing for the island, they were on a separate island, and we got our own island. It didn't show a lot of the island, but we basically had a couple days off. And, we were playing volleyball, we were swimming, we were eating really good food. It kind of felt like a vacation, but in the back of our minds, we thought they were going to trap us and trick us into something.
That's what I thought the whole time.
Yeah, they kept telling us, they're like, guys, really, there's no twists. Like, just hang out on the island. But that made us think that there was a twist.
You're like, no twist.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
But it was so cool because we had, like, in our dining area, we had this giant big screen where we watched their challenges, like Hunger Games.
Dude.
And so, like, it was, like, just neat to, like, oh, wait, what are they doing? And sometimes we couldn't, I don't think we could hear the audio.
Yeah. But
it was just like, we're sitting there hanging out and watching these people. And also knowing, like, again, in Beast Games, every challenge you go through, you kind of go, okay, so if I make it through here, what is it? We're like, oh, after this, it's top 50. This started with 2,000. Like, we're better than 97.5%. Like, this is crazy. And then the island was awesome. Unlimited ice cream.
Oh, it was nice.
The beach was great.
Was the volleyball like a Top Gun environment? Was it a slow motion, shirtless?
It was good. Yeah.
It was great.
Goose wedge.
Oh, he was
Iceman?
he's Iceman.
He's Iceman
for sure.
Oh, yeah. All day.
I think that was Gage. But
Masseuse. Yeah, it was a lot of werewolf.
yeah, played games at night. That was a lot of bonding happened there.
Yeah.
And then when we went back to the city after that, the numbers were down, and that's when Jimmy would come and the boys would come and we'd really just sit down and talk. And those were some of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's speaking of the product, oftentimes founder-led environments, one perception is that they are successful because the founder started with designing a product. And I think that could be accurate of the Mr. Beast experience because his product was content. And at one point he was doing it by himself, essentially, right? And that changed over time, of course, but he started thinking about the product. And it's interesting how the product has evolved from being videos that people want to click on and interact with to now the products are tangible. Feastables, right, is a good example. The product is new kinds of content, Beast Games, but there's also secondary products that are part of that. And like, for example, the contestant experience. These are not free. Like making sure that hotel rooms are safe and people are where they need to be when there's thousands of people sometimes is a tremendously expensive endeavor. I've run recruiting organizations where we spend millions of dollars on just a couple of hundred people a year flying around and being where they need to be for interviews and so on and so forth. And while that's certainly an executive recruiting setting, this was thousands of people and who knows how many others across how many other videos, all executed with tremendous intention and care. And that's easy to forget. It's like, oh, of course I got there safely. And of course my ticket was where I needed to be. And there was somebody to pick me up.
And there's warm food.
Somebody has to care about that stuff or it doesn't happen, right? Speaking of invisible work. And so that the amount of care and intention that went into that has always blown me away. And no matter what happens, everything is imperfect. And we'll always say, oh, I wish this thing was different or so on and so forth. But I will say I've yet to see an organization that executes at scale with such a focus on the many products that they're trying to create with the level of agility and consistency that this group does. And the only variable that I can identify is a focus on the product from a founder. And that is the only point of consistency that I can identify. And it's very powerful.
It's a brilliant way to create evangelists all over, not just from consumers, so people who are eating Feastables or watching the videos, but people like you and I who were in the videos. It wasn't like, there's a lot of things I've done in my life where, oh yeah, that was cool, and I forget about. Like here you are wearing the jersey. Like this is something that was meaningful and special, regardless of kind of the role you played in it, or anybody played in it. It's neat because I think, to your point, everybody who owns a certain aspect of the experience or the product gives a damn and wants to do their best. So it's, and even I remember between Vegas and Toronto, Vegas managing 2,000 people, it was just Mr. Beast, to Toronto where it was Amazon and Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast brought in all their all-stars and said, hey, people who are great at managing projects and people, I need you here to do every role. And that's why Kara was there. Kara's HR, people.
Yeah, chief people officer.
And I remember I met her in Feastables Cafe.
That is wild.
She was back there handing the food. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, what do you? She goes, oh, actually, like, I run people. And like, and she was just there because she needed to be there. And she crushed it. It's neat about Beast. It's just there's so many great people.
That's another consistent point across not just founder-led organizations, but especially in the AI space today. This goes back to something we were talking about not long ago, where you see this interesting trend in people stepping away from chief technical officer roles, really senior roles they worked for decades to get, stepping into individual contributor roles in companies like Anthropic, where there's this return to getting your hands dirty. And I think there's a realization that you can't be the removed executive anymore. We're straying away from Beast here pretty actively, so we'll come back in a moment. But it is interesting to see, you take Kara, for example, when you see an executive that is actively doing the work that they could probably be managing by about 3 or 4 degrees of separation, you're probably looking at an organization that is able to change and evolve with the circumstances, because the people making the decisions are the ones observing the circumstances that would guide those decisions. And so that for me, I met her when she was wrangling contestants and I was getting this jersey in Toronto. And it was really something. Going back though, Jeff, to something that you had said about like what it means to be connected to this. I've been asked for autographs when I've had occasion to wear this thing by largely kids. And it obviously doesn't matter. I'm nobody, right? Like I didn't make it very far in the game, but it's something so meaningful. Mr. Beast has created certainly products that people want, but I think what he's done that's truly marvelous to me, that is Steve Jobs level, is he has created a level of belief and affiliation that people say, they don't just say, I like Mr. Beast. They say, I am a fan, I am a follower, I'm a believer in this. And that's why an 8-year-old kid would run up to ask for my autograph wearing this jersey. And I guarantee it wasn't just because they thought I was you, Jeff, but they honestly were just like, you've been so close to something that means so much to me. And it's tremendously impressive and memorable when somebody is willing to say, like, you were that close to the sun to me.
What I think is even more amazing than that is I think I don't want to say he stumbles, because he puts out great product, but there's like one of the biggest realizations I got from talking to families about season 1 is parents like our age or older would be like, this is the first show I've ever watched with my kids. Like where we sat down, we both enjoyed it. It was fun. Growing up, like for us, I remember watching shows on a Thursday night. Like you have to watch it with your family. And so I think like he had this unlock where, wow, I'm bringing families together, which I just think is awesome because I hear it all the time from parents, and they go, this was so cool for us because they never want to watch what we want to watch, and we don't want to watch what they want to watch. This was the first.
And to that point, he has always kept his channel family friendly. Every piece of content he puts out, family friendly. And that is not the case for most YouTubers. So that's something I really respect because I can feel comfortable. Like if my 5-year-old wants to watch with me, yeah, we can watch it. You're not going to hear a bunch of cursing and other things going on. And so that's something that's really cool. You know, he has control over that, and that's important to him to make sure that, you know, the younger generation is being able to watch everything.
And it will be interesting to see what happens when his audience grows with him and ages with him. And as he just turned 28, like what happens when he gets into his 30s and older, and I'm sure he'll have more channels and branch off, but it'll be interesting to see how it all evolves.
What happens when he's watching the Dad Squad cast?
Yes.
Because he's a dad. Actually, I have a question for you guys. Let's play a game, shall we? We're talking about Mr. Beast connecting across generations, which the show accomplished that beautifully. Let's say there was a Beast Games for dads. What would the competition look like in a Beast Games of only dads?
Like dad activities?
Exactly.
Who can change a tire the fastest?
Oh my God, there it is. But it's a giant tire and the lug nuts are like, yeah, okay.
Who can grill a perfect steak?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. How much time have you spent thinking about this already? We didn't talk about this. This is
Are you writing the show?
Yeah,
hold on.
I'm ready.
Yeah, speaking to Claude here. Let's get this together.
Who can tie their white New Balances the quickest?
Oh my gosh. Well, the secret is just wear Velcro shoes, obviously.
Tie the best.
Oh, I would double Windsor. I would crush it.
Back to our Costco episode. Who can navigate a Costco most effectively and most quickly?
Yeah,
or Sam's Club if you're...
Yeah.
Who has
Josh.
the best dad joke?
Oh my gosh, a pun meter with like an audience laugh. Oh.
Yeah, and that'd be kind of cool. Hey, without any prompt, but you have a 3-minute set of dad jokes. Go.
Oh my gosh, with no prep, and it's just like prompts. Oh man, I'm just saying, like, hey, when it comes time to appeal to the next generation or to the last generation, I should say, the prior one, there's gold in them there hills, y'all. There's gold out there. I hope that somebody makes this show.
Yeah, like a karaoke to 80 songs only.
Yeah, yeah. Like complaining about how much you hurt yourself walking down a simple flight of steps because you're over the age of 40.
Yes,
That's one I could do well in that one.
Like an icy hot challenge.
The sponsorships, they write themselves.
Yeah, I see how much.
Put icy hot in places that you really don't want to talk about at parties and see how long you can last.
Yeah, so you can take the most of leave in a 24 fiscal hours.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, we're old.
Oh, yeah. I think I hurt myself laughing at that, actually. Yeah, I'll be sore tomorrow. Put my back out. All right, that takes us to Hot Dads.
Hot takes.
This time, we've already talked about some pretty hot takes here, talking about our story. So we're actually just going to do a quick lightning round and say something really positive about our experience with Beast as a sort of thank you to people that probably get a lot of heat sometimes, but now they get to hear some thanks. My thanks are going to go to a couple of names that we've already said. Mike Cruz, Shelby, Rachel, Kara, all for being in many different ways involved in some really meaningful conversations, going above and beyond in ways that certainly was nowhere near their job description. And these are people that I think about a lot when I'm leading my own teams, when I'm hiring, and they're just really amazing human beings.
Well, Jimmy actually, like so many others, got me into YouTube. Before watching his channel, I was just in short form content. And during COVID, I had nothing better to do. So I really studied him and everything he was putting out to start making my YouTube videos. And So obviously our content's completely different, but he's the one that inspired me because he was doing so many cool things. I remember one that stood out to me particularly was he bought all the cars at a car dealership lot, and then he just put up a sign for free cars, and anyone could come and take a car home. And I was like, he's doing that because of YouTube. That's really cool. And so really inspiring for me, and obviously a lot of other people too.
That's amazing. I mean, clearly Jimmy and Beast Games changed my life. And I'm forever grateful for that. But I think what's super impressive is they want to continue to help my cause, you know? And so like Beast Lab has donated to the Association for Creatine Deficiencies. They always echo my rucks, and they are continuing to find different ways to support and elevate causes, not just for Lucas and CTD, but also for rare diseases. And it's cool when you have an organization that is doing really cool stuff, but actually gives a damn. And I think they actually walk the walk. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. They're just at the beginning. Like, I think they have potential to really change the landscape of entertainment and philanthropy and doing good. So
it's crazy to think about.
Yeah. And he's 28 years old.
Yeah.
Man, imagine what he's going to do by the time he's 40.
Wow, he's going to be so old then.
He's going to take a lot of a leave.
Yes.
Well, I'll just take a moment and say how grateful I am to have had the opportunity to be part of your lives and for you to be part of mine, guys. I think this brotherhood piece, this is my favorite part of this whole thing is this.
And it's born from Mr. Beast and Beast Games.
Exactly right. Forged in fire. Well, that's our episode on Beast lore. Thank you for joining us. See you in the next episode.